Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is having a fabulous week. Happy hump day. Thank you for joining me tonight on our community conversations. Um, these conversations have been so wonderful, and I've just gained so much information, and I hope you have too. But let me stop. Let me stop. I need to introduce myself. So, I am Atanya Jean Funny, your audacious advocate and candidate for County Commissioner, Clayton County District 3. The election is in May of 2024. So I know a couple of you all said, I didn't see your name on the ballot. No, not yet. Not yet. May 2024. But I use my love of learning and passion for community engagement to empower families. Empower families. And so I hope that I am bringing value with our Wednesday conversations. And, always go back and look at some of the previous ones. And we have something to celebrate. We had, hold on just a second. My guest is trying to get on. So give me 1 second. Oh, goodness. I may have to send her another link. But we had a victory. We had a victory yesterday with our elections because I had come to you all and asked you to support the Freeport tax initiative, and it passed. It passed. And so there is now a 80% tax exemption instead of a 100% tax exemption. Now, wouldn't you all like an 80% tax exemption? We got some people out here saying that all the businesses, they're going to be up in arms because they got to pay 20%. Um, we don't get the option of having a 100% tax exemption, so we don't feel that that will take away too much from these large companies that have warehouses in our county. And we feel that it will generate some revenue because we do know that our millage rate was decreased. And so we do need to make up for some of the money that we no longer have with the with our lower millage rate. And I mean, that's like one of the benefits of bringing companies or recruiting companies, which is economic development, which I want to talk to my guest tonight about, um, is that when we bring in those companies, they're supposed to help to generate tax revenue that will then lessen the burden of the residents that live in the county. So I don't feel that with the other tax abatements that they have, because Clayton County is a tier 1 county, there are other tax breaks that these companies have also received when they decided to invest in our county. So we feel that with the other tax abatements that they have, that them paying a 20% tax is not going to be such a heavy burden that they're going to, um, because those other counties do not have um, those tax abatements that we gave them. So I think we'll be okay, and I appreciate the community for coming out to support that particular referendum, even though we wasn't given a lot of information about it. We came, we did what we had to do. So that just goes to show in our community that we will do what we have to do to for the betterment of our community. And one of the things that I am very excited about as I talk to leadership in different aspects of our community is about unity, right? It's about unity. And think we all have to understand that we all have to come together, and we don't always have to agree. I think it's good to come with different points of view, um, if they're all for the betterment of our county, of our community. And when we come with those different points of view, then we're able to sit down and say, okay, how can we mesh this together? Or, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Let's try it from this angle. I don't know if any Fortune 500 company or even basic company that has one person. Well, we do know of one. So I don't know if you all been following the trial of the gentleman with the crypto company, because I think he was a one person show. He didn't want a board. Um, he made some really horrible decisions and lost a lot of money, and now he's doing time. So I think when you decide that you're going to be the one that controls everything, I don't think that's a good thing for a major company. I don't feel that that's a good thing for a county. So as we talk about unity, um, we just had our elections, and I don't think any of our elections are in a runoff. I think everybody won. So we know who our mayors will be for the next 4 years, our city council. Um, and I think just coming together with all these different entities, no matter if you supported the candidate or you didn't support the candidate, I think at this point, we know that with the support or without the support, they still represent you. And we're at this time frame now of for our cities of coming together and with our county officials and working together for the betterment of our county. And I feel that the referendum did that. We came together and we got that referendum passed, and we had elections yesterday. We have mayors in place. We have city council in place. And I just think it shows that when we, accept what has happened, that we then come together and work for the betterment of our county. So, with that, I don't know if you all notice, I'm thinking my guest for tonight might be having some issues getting on. Um, so I'm trying to give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get her. All right. So we are going to reschedule Miss Erica. She is having some technical issues, but I have been doing a series this week about Meet a Tanya. Okay. So I know my name is spelled. Everybody, I have heard so many different pronunciations of my first name. So, but it is Atanya, like Tanya with the in front of it, Atanya. So I've been doing a series on Meet Atanya this week. And I guess it just worked out that my guest is having technical difficulties, so we'll reschedule her. But I wanted to come on and continue with Meet Atanya, right? And so today I just want to talk to you all a little bit about why I have this passion for politics. I guess we can put it that way. And I know a lot of people is like, oh my God, I don't want to hear about politics. Can I just live my life? Everybody is just, it just has a negative connotation to it. But we have to embrace the fact that politics is involved in every aspect of our lives, right? It's not something that we should ignore. It's something that really we should embrace. Running away from it doesn't make the situation any better. Okay. So you leave your car. Thank you. Thank you, Aquanetta. You leave your car, you leave your house, right? You pull out and you hit that pothole, right? And then you're like, oh, somebody needs to pave the roads, things like that. Well, these are your elected officials that control the budget with the state, right? And they control the budget depending on what road you're on. And that's how that pothole gets filled because someone has to pay contractors to do that. It's political, right? Healthcare, how much money goes toward healthcare, how much money goes toward how much money you pay for your insurance needs as opposed to your employer, or if you're a state employee or a federal employee. All of these things is based on budget, right? And we pay taxes. Like, who just gives their money to another entity and just say, just do with it what you want? No, we want to know where our dollars go. So all of these things, I just wish more of us would, instead of ignoring the political side of life or just seeing it as something negative, embrace it and say, okay, what part of it can I be involved in? So you may not be like me and decide that, you know what, I'm going to be right there on the front lines, because being an elected official, you are on the front line, right? So you may say, I'm not one to be on the front line and actually be in the political office, but I do want to give my input about it. And so you can give your input in many ways. There are boards that you can be appointed to. You can go to the meetings and actually speak your mind. You can make an appointment to meet with your elected officials. But in some form or fashion, let's be involved instead of saying, oh, it won't do any good anyway. Well, I tell you one thing that won't do any good. If we don't vote, we not doing it. It's not going to get any better. If we run away from the polls, it's not going to get any better. You said life is both personal responsibility and public policy. Public policy is politics. Well, and thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I honestly feel that way. So more of us, you can be involved as much as you want, like me, or you can be involved little, but I hopefully not none, because if we just complain, people, please hear me, loved ones, if we just complain about our environment but we don't get involved, we can't really expect any other outcome than whatever we get, right? So, and then, like, yesterday was an election. Some of us got the person that we wanted to be in office, and some of us didn't get the person we wanted to be in office. Either way, it's a term. You know, you work with the person that's there if they want to work with you, and we try to make a change. If you find that you reached out and they didn't want to work with you, or they didn't, you have 4 years to go in for most of our seats. But for us in Georgia, our state senators and state representatives every 2 years, you can go in and put somebody else up to run and work with them, or you can run. So nothing that we do when it comes to politics is permanent. We make it permanent. Someone has been in office for 20, 30, 40 years is because we kept reelecting them. So we made it permanent, but not that they have to be. So I have decided to run for commissioner. And I just want to tell for people that may wonder, well, like, what exactly does the commissioner do? Right? I see a commissioner as being an ambassador for a county, right? When you see an ambassador, you see someone that represents your area at the highest level. You are able to speak for your constituents in your county. So, our county commissioners, they represent our county in public events, private events, industry events, all of those things. That position has got to come with trust. It's got to come with honesty. It's got to come with transparency. It's got to come with integrity. You know, what's that saying that who much is given, much is required? There's a level of responsibility that, it's on the same level as to me being a teacher, being a pastor, a shepherd of a family, being the head of household. There's a level of responsibility that comes with that. So you are expected to hold yourself in a particular way. Okay. You represent, like, anytime a person sees one of our commissioners or chairperson, our school board members, they're representing thousands of people. So I take that role very, very seriously. Outside of that, we also communicate county concerns to our policymakers. Let me tell you, there's a lot of grant money out there. There's a lot of federal dollars out there. There's state dollars. Right now, the state of Georgia is dealing with a multi-million dollar surplus. That money has to be spent. How do we know what's available? How do our state officials know how to fight for us? It's our county officials that's supposed to have that open communication with our state officials that says, hey, these are the projects that we have. This is the vision that we have for our county. These are the dollars that we need. This is the infrastructure that we need. And they're to actually to work for that. Okay. There's only on the board of commission, there's only one full-time position, and that is our chairperson position. Um, the other positions are part-time positions, but the amount of time you work is full-time. So unofficially is part-time. I mean, officially is part-time, unofficially is very much full-time. Like, I don't even have the position right now, but I feel like I'm already doing the work. So I will have people approach me with a certain need, and if I'm able to connect them with an organization that can help them, or brainstorm how we can better the situation. So at any time you can be stopped, which I know all of our elected officials have had that. Um, Constituents have your phone number, they have your email address, so they will call. So yes, it is part-time, but please know it is full-time work. Full-time work. And another thing about the commissioner is that we promote economic development, and we want to recruit businesses to come in, like I said, to lighten our tax burden, to lighten the residents' tax burden. A community cannot survive. You're welcome. A community cannot survive with just residential tax. Just cannot, and should not. That's too much of a burden to put on a community. So the thing that businesses want to see, they want to see what the economic status is of a community. That's how they know whether or not they're going to be able to survive in that particular county. um, they also want to see that it is a smooth functioning board. So right now, I'm just going to be honest with you. We kind of cringe with our board meetings because I think we're getting attention for the wrong reasons. And we need to bring some stability and some unity to our board. And we need to all, work together for the common good of our constituents. And the name calling, the all of those things, the theatrics is it really hurts your soul to see it happen. And one of the issues that we have in our county is our beautification program. So we had a beautification program before it was able to really get legs up under it. It was taken away. So we do need to structure a beautification program. Um, when I was a lot younger, I read this book called The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell, and he's written several very dynamic books, but I remember this one. And one of the things that he said, one of the theories that he had said, I mean, you all should read Malcolm Gladwell books. They are really really good. So he had this theory called the broken window theory, and he said that if a person goes by a house, right, and sees a broken window, they are more apt to possibly break another window. Or basically just saying, if human nature, if we see that our area is not being taken care of, we're more likely to not take care of it. And I think when it comes to our county's beautification, when we see a lot of trash on the streets or on the side of the roads, there's a tendency to add to it. And it also brings down the pride level that we may have in our area. So, having a strategic focus on beautifying our county has got to be at the forefront of what we do to recruit businesses, to recruit people to come into our county. And I know some people's like, we full, nobody else moved to the area, but that's really not how we grow. So we have to have an open door policy for all of you that say Atlanta's full, go find another city to live in. So that's got to be at the forefront. So that goes ties into county management, and there are different aspects to it. Public health. We just reopened our health district under one building with wraparound services. And I was so elated to see the public come out to see the facilities. And I got a tour of the health district. Now, I've already told this story once, but when we first moved here, it was very close to time for school to start, and we moved from another state. So we didn't have our immunization for our kids on the right form, and the school system will not take another state form. So we were able to go to the health district and have everything transferred over onto the Georgia form, and the kids was able to have their eye, ear, teeth tests that you have to start school. So that all took place under our one facility that's on Battle Creek. And then shortly after that, the facility was closed down so it can be renovated. Well, it's taken some time, but the building is completely renovated. We are very excited about that. Um, Listen, inside of this facility, not only will they help with immunization, we have a dentist. We have a dentist in there um, that will help, all dental care. We have like different rooms. Um, they take care of our families that are on, I think, SNAP and WIC, and they have programs for our citizens that may be diagnosed with HIV. They have a STD program, just all the basic needs is now under one place. And when we think about our citizens that may have issues with transportation, going to 2 and 3 locations to get these services, um, is very hard for them to do. There's a kitchen in there where they can learn how to do meal preps and different things like that. So our health district, I am so happy to say that it is open for business. The people are very friendly. They take very good care of you. And then we also, with our county, we have a close relationship with our water authority and county commissioners. They also look at the comprehensive plan that we are putting together. All the residents of Clayton County can work together for to put together our comprehensive plan, and then the commissioners, along with the county officials, will work on land use. Now, land use is very important because if we look at our zoning and we want to designate certain areas for different things, if we want to have a health district or we want to have retail district, different things like that, we can zone for that so that we don't. The problem I see that we've been having is just companies coming in and say, we want to put a warehouse here, we want to put a gas station here. We need to be very strategic about how we use our land because, as you know, Clayton County is landlocked and we don't have a lot of it. So we need to make sure that we are using it to the best of our ability so that we get the biggest impact. So our comprehensive plan will help with that, but then it also takes strategizing with all of the leadership to make sure that we are fulfilling the wishes of our constituents. So those are just a few things that I'll go into more detail with you. I would love for you to come out to my meet and greet that I will have on Saturday at 404 Sports Bar and Grill, which is a premier location in South Lake Mall. And let me just tell you about this facility. I have gone there before, and the owners invested a lot of their time, money, and sweat into making this one of the premier locations in Clayton County. They have invested over $1 million of their own money, as well as South Lake Mall invested. They tore the place down to the studs and rewired and plumbing and made it beautiful. And the food is great. I haven't spoke to anyone that had an issue with the food. So, if you're not a connoisseur of spirits, which I am not, but the food is fantastic. The ambiance is great. Plenty of screens to watch sports and any other things that's on. And so I am having a meet and greet there, not only for you to talk to me and meet me, but also for you to see this premier location that I feel that we really do need to support. So this Saturday, please come out to 404 Sports Bar and Grill in South Lake Mall, which is in Morrow, and meet me there between the hours of 2 to 5. And please bring a canned good. I am doing a canned food drive that we will give to a nonprofit organization to help with their Thanksgiving food giveaway. So bring a canned good if you have one, please, or a few canned goods, and come meet me at 404 on 404 Sports Bar and Grill in South Lake Mall on Saturday, and come with your questions. And I really want to engage the community. If there's something that you want to talk about, I can talk all night, but we're not going to do that. But if something you have a pressing question for me, you want more information. So, it kind of worked out we'll talk to Miss Erica Rocker at another time. But I think we added on to meet Atanya tonight, and just so that you can see my passion of why I think that I should be the next commissioner of Clayton County. And I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous evening. And thank you for joining me tonight. And I will see you next Wednesday with my guest. Talk to you all soon. Have a good night.